Hey, this is Brian. Thanks for watching Keys. This is Damien's 2025 brand new G80 M3 with only 400 miles. And what does that mean? Well, that means today is exhaust day because these cars sound terrible from the factory. But we're going to liven it up with a DINAN axle back and mid-pipe. All right, now before we get started, let's take a look at the factory system. So you can see over here, the turbos are up there. The down pipes have cats, there's a crossover pipe, and then the pipes go down this way. Right over here, you're going to see secondary catalytic converters. Now, what I like about this kit is it is EPA compliant. So we're going to make a cut over here, we're going to make a cut over here, and then everything else is going to get replaced. If we continue down, you'll see that BMW put a resonator, and then another one. That is why it's robbing you of sound. So with the new mid-pipe, it's going to delete these, and then it's a significantly smaller and better muffler system, which, why do you need a muffler this big? It's like 3 feet long, if not even bigger. Doesn't make any sense on a performance car, so let's remove the old system and then we'll get installing on the new. Now, before we get started, I do want to say, although we are using a scissor lift today, a lift is completely unnecessary if you have a jack and jack stands or something like tall race rams. You should be able to do this on your back, on the ground. This is just to try to give you guys a better camera angle. So with that, let's get started. All right, since we're at the back of the car, let's start with the valve actuators. There's a little connection that goes in. What you want to do is press down on this little tab right there, and then this is going to pull out just like that. Again, all you need to do is just press down on this little tab and then slide them right out. So do the passenger side and then the same on the driver's side. Next, you're going to need a 13 millimeter. There are 6 bolts. There's 3 on this side over here, and then 3 over here, and then we can drop the center support brace. Next, because we're installing the mid-pipe as well, what we need to do is we need to mark our first cut point on the driver's side. So what you do is you measure from the inside of the little weld over here backwards towards this little hanger. You want to measure back 2 5/8 inches, which is my little line with the little diagonal. And then on the other side, you're going to go from this weld here, the end of the weld, over 4.5 inches. Now, when it comes to cutting it, there's a couple different ways you can do it. The first way is you can get an exhaust cutter tool on Amazon or so, and it has these little cutting wheels. All you do is you feed this over like this, and you find where it's gonna work out best. You line everything up, and then you just apply medium pressure, and you just keep going back and forth just like this. Now, while the $15 Amazon exhaust cutter tool does do the trick, it's painfully slow. So we're gonna switch to a little Durafix action and just lop this guy off. All right, this side's done. Let's do the same on the other side. All right, and with ease, we have a nice clean cut on both sides. All right, so now that that's done, we can start to drop the rest of the exhaust. The first bolt that we need to remove is an E12 located over here. Remove this one at this time. Now, once you remove this, you still have the exhaust held on by 4 more exhaust hangers, so don't worry, it shouldn't fall on your head. All right, so now what you can do, there's a 13 millimeter nut right up there holding the exhaust hanger, and then there's another one on the opposite side of the car. Let's remove these 2, and then we'll get a second person to help us drop the exhaust. Okay, now after you pull the nut out, sometimes it helps if you just take the little piece of metal, the actual holder, and then actually slide it down. Sometimes they get hung up otherwise. All right, so now Gary's gonna help me hold the back while we remove the one over here. Again, it is a 13 millimeter. Then there's another 13 mil over here, and then we're going to carefully drop the exhaust down. All right, now what you can do is you can start to transfer over your valves to your new exhaust. So in the box is going to be a part like this. Then you're going to find these little Allen bolts included. 2 of them are going to be shorter, 1 is going to be longer. What you want to do is take it like this, and the shorter ones are gonna get mounted up like this. Okay, we're just gonna keep them pretty loose for right now, just to hold it in place. Then you're going to take this piece, and you can line up these holes and thread this into the exhaust. All right, so then what you can do is just carefully snug everything up. All right, so now what you can do, go over to your factory valve and carefully remove this. It's just a 10mm bolt. There's just 3 of them that hold it in place. All right, so then we can just pull this off like that. And while we're here, we're going to grab the other one as well. And remove this. Next, what you're going to do is take your little spring clip, looks like this. We're going to press it into place, just like that. Then you're going to use the little heat tray. Then you can take your valve, and as you can see, there's a little cut in here. This cut is going to slip right onto the little spring clip. Now, for whatever reason, if it doesn't line up, all you need to do is just twist this little valve around and you'll be good to go. All right, so now that we have that installed, what we need to do is just take the supplied hardware and bolt it down. Then once you're finished on the passenger side, do the exact same thing on the driver's side. All right, so now it's time to pull off all of your exhaust hangers. So what I recommend doing is basically take them off from where they were and then place them under the car for where they're going to go. Now, while you can just rotate this back and forth and pull it off, it is highly recommended that you get a special tool to do this. They're very inexpensive and they will make your life better. And then once you take them off, leave them in the exact same orientation. So let's go set this under the car. Okay, so that's gonna go roughly right there. Okay, then we'll just keep removing the rest. All right, next what we're going to do is grab the mid pipe if you're installing this part, of course. And what you want to do is start by installing the included clamps. Make sure that you have the bolt and the nut in an area that's easy to get to when under the car, and it's not going to make any rattles or anything. So now with this part here, we're going to slip this onto the cats, and then Gary's going to help me hold it up as we assemble the rest of the exhaust. And what you can do is take your exhaust hanger here, put this on like this, and then line this back up, and I'm just going to loosely reinstall the bolt. Then you're going to take your pipe that looks like this. We're going to slide the exhaust hanger on. Always remember when you're installing these to make sure you have the right and the left correct. If it bends down to the ground, it is the correct side. If you have it where it's bending up, that is no bueno. Now on this smaller side, you're going to slip on our slip fitting like that. It's going to slip on just like that. And you can reinstall the 13mm nut very loosely. Then you can take the hanger from the other side and the other part of your exhaust. This is going to slip on here, just like that. And then same thing, we will rock this up and loosely install our 13mm nut. Now, before we install the muffler, we do have another optional upgrade that we're going to be installing, and that is our KIES valve controller. As many of you know, with modern G-Series BMW, although you would think when you're in sport mode, BMW would allow you to open up your exhaust valves all the way, it's not really the case. What they do is they just allow you to crack it open, and then they slowly open as you climb that RPM range. But with our KIES valve controller, you can open it up all the way, reducing back pressure and enhancing your sound. Now, since we have all this space, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna throw it in now because it's super simple to install. All right, just like that, the valve controller is installed. Next, you can install your exhaust clamps just like this. Then I'm going to slip on our exhaust hangers and we'll start to lift everything up, position it in these pipes over here. And then what's going to happen is these are going to get pushed up. We're going to mount these with a 13mm nut, and then we'll finish with the tip installation. So now what you can do is tighten up that E12 that holds that front hanger and then the remainder of the 13mm nuts. All right, so what I like to do at this point is I like to put my brace back because this is going to tell me if anything is going to hit. So now what you can do is carefully twist this pipe up. I like to make sure my hanger is nice and level and also make sure you're not going to hit anywhere. And then you can start to snug them up. It's a 15mm nut. All right, so at this point you can connect your valve. So as you can see, the original wire is way back here and you need to get it to connect over here. Now there's two ways to do this. A, you can use the provided cable that is included with the exhaust kit, or if you are installing our valve controller, you can simply take this end, clip it in, lock it in place. Then you can take the factory connection from the car, then clip it into the KIES valve controller. I'm just going to remove this 10 mil so I can put this up here. Okay, so we can just take this, install it back in here, and then when we reinstall it, the pressure will keep everything from rattling. So then you can do the exact same thing on the other side. You could either use our valve controller or you can use the provided line from DINAN. Then if you haven't done so already, you can tighten these down with a 16mm. All right, at this point, everything is tightened down. Looks like we have plenty of clearance all around. So the last thing is really to just install the exhaust tips, which we're gonna do right now. All right, so now what you're going to do is slide your clamps on. And when you install it, this part of the end is going to be your center line. It's actually super convenient. I've installed other brands that did not have a nice letter like that, but what you basically wanna do is just get that and line that up exactly where you want it. And do the same on the other side. So if you want to stagger them, you can. If you want to have them dead even, you can. I typically like to have the one in the inside stick out ever so slightly more. Okay, so that looks good. So let me tighten them down. All right, everything is fully installed. Let's take it outside and hear how it sounds. So that's how easy it is to install a Dinan exhaust on a G80 M3. It's the same process if you're doing it on a G82 or G83 M4 as well. The exhaust looks amazing and it sounds great as well. We have a Dinan exhaust on my dad's F90 M5 and we absolutely love it. And when paired with our KIES valve controller, you get maximum potential. Look at this. You can actually look in here and see it. And you can hear the difference. All from the simple click of a button. If you're looking for a Dinan exhaust or other performance parts for your BMW or Porsche, be sure to visit us at kies.com. We have links down in the description below to everything we installed today. If you like today's video, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Check us out at kies.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next video.